Good morning, everyone. I am in my dressing room and I'm actually so late on in the day. It is almost 11 o'clock, but I have been filming. I've been filming some sponsored stories for Swede and their mascara, which I have loved for so long. Their mascara and their serum. I can finally tell you that I've been using their serum and I just haven't been allowed to tell you. And you know what I'm like. I like to tell you things ahead of time and tell you about things that I'm absolutely loving. And this has probably been the longest that I've ever stuck at with using a eyelash serum, because it's actually making a huge difference. And it's not irritating my eyes either, which is something that I find a lot with other lash serums. I had the most wonderful start to the day. I had my PT with Steve, which is, do you know what? It's just so lovely to have found my rhythm with it. And honestly, if I can give you one piece of advice, if you're wanting to get into like working out more regularly and you want to do it more regularly and enjoy it, or at least be able to do it more regularly, my best piece of advice would be find a reason other than working out to get up and work out. So for me, having a PT that literally is turning up at my house, who obviously I don't want to mess around and I don't want to annoy. So he turns up at my house at 6:30 twice a week, and it starts off my week that way. And honestly, it has been one of the biggest catalysts for change. And I've really stuck at it with him. And even today we were talking about like new things that I'm doing, because tomorrow, Carrie Grayson and I are getting up at 6 in the morning. In fact, I have to pack my bag today because we are going for an early morning, very early morning, to Farmhouse. And we're either going to be swimming or we're going to be working out in the gym and then having a bit of a sauna. I'll obviously pick up my usual sourdough that Ali and I love to pick up from there. They honestly have the best sourdough, and I really shouldn't talk about it because it is always sold out now. Then I went for my dog walk, but it was actually a very different dog walk. Porter was not feeling the vibe today. It's raining today, it's pretty miserable, and I just don't think he wanted to come, so I popped him back in and I actually checked, and he was in the hallway like this at the door. I was like, oh, bless him. So it was just Barclay and I. Ali has gone down to London today for meetings. I was in London yesterday for a meeting and a little bit of like filming. So I actually have the house to myself today, and I'm probably due a hair wash. Speaking of hair, I've booked myself an impromptu haircut for Friday. It's very impulsive of me to do this, but I messaged Despina and I was like, Despina, I need to cut my hair. It is making me like, it's just making me miserable seeing my hair like this. You know when you're at that point where you like need your hair TLC? Because I only really get my hair done twice a year. Well, I used to get my hair done twice a year. It needs a little bit more upkeep at the moment. I was like, it just feels really, it feels like it needs some TLC. So I've actually booked in for Friday to see Ruby, and you'll remember Ruby, she was very much like a huge part of like my colour correction and hair care journey as well. She's actually like a local salon, and she's just taken over the full salon, and so this is going to be my first time going where it's like her actual salon. So she's going to be cutting my hair, giving it a bit of TLC. I'm probably going to lose a lot of length on my hair, but I'm prepared to do it now so that by summer, hopefully it's kind of grown back in, because obviously my hair's growing so quickly at the moment and it's making me really happy. I'm genuinely counting down at the minutes too. And I'll show you why, because my hair is like a little bit, I think it just happens anyway, but because I'm just on the end of like where my hair was color corrected, it's just those last bits that are breaking off. And also it's a very busy day at the house today. We have the Nicholson's team here who are hopefully finishing off the downstairs Lightwell courtyard area, just the entranceway, and then we're waiting for a gate, so they're hopefully finishing that off. We've also got the NFJ guys that are painting the ironmongery on the shed, which I'm so glad we're doing this because instantly it looks so much better. So this is why, you can see here, this is why I'm getting my hair cut, because this bit of my hair is so thick and healthy. I know I show this all the time, but I think it's important that I show the realities of my hair at the moment, because I'm doing a lot to it and I'm trying to take care of it, but as you can see, It's pretty much all broken off here, and as much as I'm not cutting it that length, I'm hoping that by cutting a bit of it, it will help. But yeah, it's just this front bit, really. There's not much else anywhere else, but hopefully Ruby will be able to do the most with it, because this bit as well, it's just this bit, this front bit. This was the most like badly hit bit, but you can see it needs some love there, and it's not so bad on this side. I've basically been watering all of my plants today in the house as well. We've got so many pots around the house that it's like I have to really remember to water everything, and it's actually very therapeutic. You might also be able to hear the sound of my spring playlist. Honestly, it's just a beautiful way to start the day. It's so tranquil and relaxing. Honestly, I love it in my house so much. I'll link or put the name of the playlist that I listen to, because it's kind of almost like a spa classical playlist, which I absolutely love. And I've got a beauty pie order of some bits and pieces for me and for the house to open up with you, just to get things a little bit refreshed as well. But it's so nice to have the house to myself today. It's been busy with all of the guys doing maintenance bits. There was another guy doing doing the maintenance on our gates, and there's just been a lot of people here. It's all things that need to be done. Also, I fully appreciate that there will be people in the comments that think that I am nuts, that I'm already like talking about spring. I'm kind of in a pre-spring mode, and I have explained this in another video, but like I'm very much like I ebb and flow. Today feels more wintry than spring, so I definitely think I'll be feeling a bit cozier. But as the season changes, there's kind of like one day feels a bit more spring, and then there's like a few days that feel a bit more wintry. And as it gets closer to springtime, you see those spring days overtake the winter days. So I'm kind of in a bit of, there's almost like a limbo between seasons. Let me know in the comments if you're like this too, because I know that there are people that are very much like spring does not start until this day. And I don't know why, I'm really different, but I just kind of embrace it and the feelings that I have around it. I don't like fight it. So when I'm excited for spring, I start doing a bit more springy things, which reminds me, I need to plan what I'm going to be sowing and planting and things like that this month. So I need to check my little Bible as well. And also, my tulip bulbs are sprouting through the soil, which I'm very, very excited to see. My phone is going nuts, so I'm going to finish getting ready, get myself dressed for the day, and crack on. I'm currently in my dressing room having a huge try on of bits that have just arrived. I usually do this over on my TikTok in like smaller bite-sized moments, but I have to show you this haul. Oh my goodness. So first of all, I'm wearing, sorry I'm out of breath. I have no idea why, but I have to show you this dress from Parterre. I ordered this online. Admittedly, the customs are a killer. It literally cost me like twice as much. But if you've watched my videos for a few years, you would have seen last year that I wore my Charlotte Day gown pretty much as I could get away with. And so when I saw it come out in this color, I couldn't resist. It's a beautiful green shade. And actually, I'd say the fabric it's different this year. It's a lot more rigid, and I worry that it's going to crease really easily. But at the same time, it means that I don't have to put a slip under it, because I had to put a slip over the one that I got last year. So that's really good. But I've also just had the most incredible delivery from Jennifer Behr. The team at Jennifer Behr are amazing, and these earrings, they're kind of like inspired by, not inspired, but if you saw Kate, in fact Kate's earrings are inspired by these. Kate Middleton wore some statement floral earrings, actually from Zara, but if you want to support a small brand that really champions like hand craftsmanship, all of the pieces from Jennifer Behr are handmade in New York, then this is a beautiful brand to support, and their pieces, you just wait until I show you the other stuff that I got. Oh my gosh. So first things first, I actually can't decide which is like my favorite, but look at this headband. This is all hand beaded. I believe it's hand beaded onto silk, or it's hand beaded onto satin, but it's just the most beautiful, like wild garden inspired headband. Just imagine this as like an addition to a sort of plain white classic dress. Like, you are gonna really add that element of nature and the garden to that, whilst it being still subtle and so delicately beautiful. I'm gonna pop it on because I can't cope. I'm saying that a lot today as well. My word of the day is I can't cope. Things are just getting me very excited. But maybe not with the earrings as well, or maybe with the earrings. Maybe we can do both. But you could, oh my love, do you want some food? If you could even wear this as like a wedding hairband. If you're someone that wanted to like introduce, I've got Lumi fluff on me. If you was someone that wanted to introduce a little bit more of like nature inspiration to your wedding look, but you didn't want to go all out with like a printed wedding dress, just the addition of this headband will add that without taking it away from like a classic wedding dress, but still having a bit of personality. But there's this, or there is the bow version. So imagine this as part, oh my gosh, it's so hard to show you at the back, but look at that, oh my gosh. Oh, I love it so much. So many beautiful pieces, oh my goodness. And also, I think they've just finished the details of the shed. I'm gonna put my other earrings back in because I have tiny little lobes and I often wonder whether one day they're just gonna split. So I have to be very sparing when I wear big earrings. But these are going straight in my jewelry drawer. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. Thank you so much to the Jennifer Bear team. Oh my goodness, I just got the call. My Range Rover is ready. It's ready for collection. However, I'm not going to pick it up right now, which is absolutely killing me. And the reason why I'm not going to pick it up is because if I go in the first week of March, I get the 23 plate, and I think that makes sense. So yes, I'm gonna be going, and actually the thing is Ali had arranged for it to be dropped here, and I really didn't want that. He was like, we're not driving all the way over there, and I was like, babe, please. And they phoned us and said, actually, you are gonna need to come and collect it because you need to sign paperwork and things like that. So I am gonna be going to collect it the first week of March, which is really exciting. These cars are harder to get than Hermes bags. I have waited coming up to a year and a half for this car, and I'm so glad I waited because it is the car that I wanted, despite the fact that it was like so hard to get hold of. I am such a huge fan of this brand, and so I knew that the moment that they announced, like I went in, I don't know if you remember, but I went into the store and I was like, I need to get a new Range Rover, and they were like, just wait. So I've actually probably been waiting 2 or 3 years for this car, and then obviously I watched the launch and all of that, and it was just really exciting. And so I just thought, do you know what? Patience is a virtue. I'm just gonna wait for it to come in. I placed my order, which again, like placing my order took such a long time. It took like 3 months because we were trying to order it where we got our old car, and it was a bit of a nightmare. And then we got passed on to the amazing team at the Land Rover dealership in Cambridge, and they were amazing. And the one thing that I've been so worried about is that I made that change. I made the change of the detailing from black to the original kind of silver color, and I was like, what if they didn't put it through? Because I think the black looks a little bit kind of urban, whereas the silver looks really classic. And I had the black on my Range Rover Sport, which I think looked really nice, but I've gone for a very different style of car this time. I've gone for what I'm calling, and please don't laugh at me, I know I sound like a top idiot, but the Royal Rover. I saw it on Pinterest, okay? And now I can't stop thinking of it as the Royal Rover. I am not royal, but I love it, and I'm so excited. But yes, I'm not allowed to pick it up just yet, so I'm gonna have to wait until next week, which is not that bad, but it's ready. And you know that the car tour is coming. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, best news ever! Well, I'm probably looking a little bit disheveled now because I've just spent the last few hours filming. I've just eaten something, and I actually have just become very, very overwhelmed with how much stuff that I have to do. It's kind of like life admin stuff. So I need to edit the food shop. I need to, it's what, like when I'm like, I've got loads to do, and then I'm like, what have I got to do? Edit the food shop, edit loads of content, pack my bag for tomorrow. I need to also cook dinner because Ali's going to be coming back from London, and I know he's going to want food. Cook dinner. What else do I have to do? This is the worst thing ever. This is why you write everything down. Where is my handbag? I've not been writing things that I need to do today in my diary, and usually I write down a full list of everything that I need to do, because honestly my brain does not work the way that it used to. But I used to be able to just reel things off. Nowadays it's like a completely different person's brain. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself ready to do all of the other things, because before I do those things, I have to sort the whole house out, because if there's one thing that Ali hates, is me being at home, making an entire mess of the house, and then him coming home. And it's really important to me that he comes home and he's like calm in his environment. So I'm going to have a quick blitz. So if you don't mind, I'm going to clear up the remnants of my TikToks and do a quick like speed ramp of me sorting out the house. So I'm going to start with my dressing room. We're going to go from there. Kitchen is after this, and just give it a good once over. So I'm going to pop you there and you can see the majority of the dressing room and go. Oh, also I've just had a delivery from Eve Lom, their cleanser. I'm very excited to give these a go. Time Retreat, Rescue, put those on the to try list. Okay, right, anyway, enough chatting. Let's do this. Oh, bloody dog. Hold that thought. Barkley has got himself lost somewhere. Bloody find him. Oh my goodness. No sooner have I got one of them, Barkley goes into a neighbour's garden and then doesn't remember how to get out. And whilst I've been getting Barkley out, Porter's just walked off behind me. Oh my gosh, I just want to close up our gardens. We let like all of our gardens kind of like merge into one. It is so stressful and it's annoying me, and I'm too nice to say anything. Ugh. So, what I've established is they can get in, but they can't get out. No digging under the fence. That fence is to stop you going in there. Look at him. I'll go round and he won't come. Look, come on. Come on, Porter. Come on. Come on, Porty. Porty, you can't go that way. Come on, Porty. Come on. Come on. You can get through here. See? Come on. Porter, don't turn around. Come here. Porter, come. Come on, my boy. Come on. This way. This way. Porty. Well, there I am saying that I've got no time, and then I have to spend half an hour trying to get you two from a place that you literally walked yourself. Oh my gosh. That is definitely one of the things that I have noticed about working at home, is you have so many unforeseen delays. Like this morning, I was trying to help the gate guys service our front gates, and I totally didn't have the time. So anyway, back to attempting to get this all done. Okay, dressing room is almost done. I even finally managed to sort this area out as well, which is looking so much better. All of these bits have arrived for me. One of these is my Beauty Pie order. So Beauty Pie, I stocked up on the Le Posy de Chiffres. I'm butchering that, but it's a really lovely body cream with a subtle, delicate fragrance that gives any kind of like fragrance that you then wear on top a new depth. It's also super hydrating. So I stocked up on 3 of those. I got 2 more of the Uber Youth face spray. I would say that this is up there with the Japan Fusion. I know we all share such a huge love of that product. This is the same, game changing. I'm absolutely obsessed with being able to spritz skincare onto my face and not rub it in with my grubby little mitts. So I got 2 more of those because one of them is always in my handbag. And then I stocked up on some of the shower gel that smells like Erin Cedar Violet. And I stocked up on my favourite all-round spring candles. I got the Bergamot and Wild Basil and the Fresh Freesia, Patchouli and Moss candles from Beauty Pie. I keep these in my cupboard. It means that my house always smells nice, and I just love to have a candle burning. It makes me feel extremely zen. I've got the neon bits and pieces as well that you'd seen. I've also had some new bits from Jo Malone, which is their Rose Blush Candle and fragrance, which, you know, I'm a huge fan of Jo Malone. We've got the Soapsmith Bath Soak and bath soak. Oh, I guess that's the refill. Then a top up from Neon, which this is my magnesium body butter that I use, that I love and use all the time. Ali calls it bottom butter. I got a scent to sleep candle for the gym so that we can use it when we do yoga, and a new selection of the essential oils. I also came across this book, The Power of Choice, Kelly Weekers. I don't know who sent me this, but I'm going to add this to my to-read list. But that is pretty much everything sorted in here, so on to the next room. Okay, kitchen done. I can't believe I'm doing all of this in my new dress. What am I thinking? I'm such an idiot. I should have changed into something A, more practical, and B, just not as lovely. Like, what am I doing? Yeah. And just like that, I have realised the time, so I need to do the food shop and add anything to the food shopping list, but I've literally got half an hour. Just to bring you up to speed, I'm reading the book Spoon-Fed by Tim Spector. I listened to the podcast back in January, and I was making my way through Spare in order to read this one next, and I'm genuinely so fascinated by this. And it's really funny because I feel like it's like common sense, but at the same time it's like, it makes you realise how much control the big food conglomerates have over the food industry. I am obviously listening to this book at the moment, and I think that it's really, more than anything, just helping me on my journey with like food and nutrition. It's really funny because, first of all, I stopped doing like what I eat in a day videos on this channel, gosh, years and years ago. And it's really funny because I honestly don't think I would ever do a what I eat in a day video on the internet, because I think that there is so much misinformation in the nutrition industry, and I'm just someone that like listens to my body basically. Even just saying the words of how I eat like worries me, because I see how people like attack other people that say it, but like I kind of like intuitively eat, is my general approach to food. But I want to be even more intuitive in terms of knowing what affects me on the inside, and learning about this book and learning about all of the like intricacies. Like, it's so interesting how we apply like a blanket set of rules for individual people's diets. I just find that so fascinating, but I would never have thought any differently had I not listened to this book. I'll link it in the description box down below. You can buy it on Amazon and listen on Audible. I listen on Audible, and my dad's listening to it. I've sent it to my sister-in-law as well, and I just think it's one of those books that's really going to help a lot of people try to understand themselves better, because it is interesting. Like, one thing that affects one person is going to affect the other person completely differently. So if you're interested in nutrition and almost feel like your way of eating doesn't fit the norm, there's like one of the things that's really fascinated me the most is there's a whole section on breakfast, and that was when the book really captivated me, because I don't eat breakfast. Like, I do if I'm somewhere and the breakfast is so tempting that I physically, like, I just want to eat even though I'm not hungry. But I'm not hungry in the mornings. I'm not hungry until like late lunch, and I've been like this for as long as I can remember, and I don't know why I'm like this, but genuinely I feel sluggish if I have breakfast. I feel like foggy, I feel lethargic, and it's probably to do with some of the things that I'm eating, but generally, on the whole, I'm not hungry. And I can't tell you how many times I've been lectured by people, you need to have breakfast, you need to have this, you need to do this, that, the other. How can you function without having breakfast? It's just the way that I am. Like, it's literally just the way that I am. And it's so interesting finally hearing something that kind of debunks all of the things that we are told about diet, nutrition, what's good for us. And one of the most fascinating things that he says is that something about having cereal for breakfast or having something for breakfast is from a study that was sponsored by Kellogg's, and that is now in like the NHS healthy diet, like the World Health Government guidelines or something like that. And it's just, it's a it's sponsored by a food brand, so of course it's gonna go in favor of them. I mean, I don't know too much about it, but it's food for thought, pardon the pun. So anyway, now I'm gonna do my Ocado order, and I'm basically going to I'm just trying lots of new things at the moment. I'm eating a lot better. I'm not eating like flawlessly because I'm always gonna want to eat like the carby things, but I'm trying to learn and change old habits. So I'm gonna do my food shop now. I have to make the changes before 5 p.m. and I've got 15 minutes. So I'm gonna zone out and do my food shop. Sorry, Ali's just messaged me and he's messaged me a thing about brands going back to their heritage. How much did I go on about Burberry, by the way, and how much I hated their new aesthetic? I hated the branding that they were going with. Apparently now Burberry is moving back towards its heritage. I swear, if you are a heritage brand, you have something that so many other brands do not have. I'm completely changing the subject here. I'm supposed to be doing my food shop. But you have something that so many brands don't have, and that is history, legacy. I honestly cannot fathom for the life of me why, I think it was Riccardo Tisci, came on board and just stripped the brand of its beautiful identity. It is going to have to release some exceptionally beautiful pieces for me to buy back into the brand, I think, because it just became like another Balenciaga to me, and it's so boring. I honestly find it so frustrating with like luxury brands that just follow the trends. Luxury brands are supposed to be like timeless and offer you things that are going to last in your wardrobe for such a long time. I just don't understand this. So he's just been sending me a lot of, well, just a TikTok because he knows how I feel about it. Blanding is done, good riddance, and welcome to heritage maximalism. Like, why do we have to make it a trend? Stop making it a trend. Just be the brand that we love, and it just annoys me. Anyway, back to my food shop because I've got 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. Daddy's home. Daddy's home. Oh my god. Oh. Barkley.
Happy to see me. Yeah.
Porter just doesn't know what to do with himself, so he runs off.
He's looking to bring me a toy, watch.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Give him 10 seconds, he'll be back.
Porty?
I'm looking for one, the right one. He'll come through a bit Teddy.
You found a toy, but you can't bring it. Well, we've just had dinner and I've lit a couple of my new beauty pie candles just to set the mood and make it lovely for Ali. We're now going to snuggle down in the living room and watch Clarkson's Farm. Look at that.
Did you really have the shits earlier?
Shut up.
Oh.
Ali's just trying to say things in my vlog to embarrass me.
Why is that embarrassing?
It's more embarrassing that our boys are about to hump each other. I have never known dogs be so humpy. Stop. Barkley, that's enough. My baby, you're too young. Can you just look at this dumpling bottom? We call Barkley the marshmallow because he's just such a different shape, and he just looks like a fully grown puppy. Everything is so like flumpy, but when he does that, he is not a puppy. But Ali's just doing the washing, and then we're going to pop on Clarkson's Farm. In fact, I need to phone my dad because he's been trying to phone me since yesterday, so I'm going to give my dad a call whilst Ali's doing that. And then we're going to watch Clarkson's Farm. Please, will you stop? That is so rude. Ali's saying the thing that we say about Barkley is that, I don't know if you've ever seen it on TikTok, but there's that, I'm just gonna try and cover them up. There's that thing on TikTok where there's a girl and she's like, I want to be a marshmallow. I would just wobble around. You would what? I would just wobble around. That's what we imagine is constantly playing in Barclay's head, except not when he's being a rude little boy. Good morning, everyone. I'm a little bit bleary-eyed, but I am dressed and ready for farmhouse. And I'm wearing a new Holland Cooper gilet, which I think this is my favourite gilet they have ever done. Not only does it cinch in at the waist, but it has all of the sort of details. I'm trying to show you it in this light. The details of a classic, a good classic British country wear. You just have to imagine it on a proper outfit, because I've just got leggings and a jumper on, but I'm definitely going to be styling this up. I love this so much. The quilting detail, the cord collar, the tie, the buttons. You can even like open the zips at the side. It's a beautiful green tone. I love this. My outfit is boots and leggings. I've got a big bag of stuff, which I've also got. I'm using this. This is a little Holland Cooper toiletries bag. This is what I use for like gym and stuff like that. So I've got all of my toiletries in there. Swimming costume, makeup, water bottle. I think, oh, I'm going to give myself a spritz of the Beauty by Uber Youth and get going, because Carrie is waiting outside and we have a coffee to get en route. Okay, we have arrived. We're gonna head for a swim. We're so early, like no one else is here. It is so perfect. We managed to get here, like it's such a good time. I think the farmhouse only opened like half an hour ago, so straight into the pool for some lengths and some running in the water. Look how pink my face is, oh my goodness. We had the best swim, the best sauna and steam, and I've just had a freezing cold shower. I'm going to leave my hair to air dry. We're going to go and pick up a sourdough loaf for home. Ali will be very happy about that. And then head back to the house. What a perfect morning. I love this. I love being able to book this in during the week and having the time to do it, because it's just so good. And we did about 45 minutes of lengths, both swimming and running in the water, which was really nice as well. But yeah, I'm going to pack my things up and go. I am now back home after farmhouse, and I let my hair air dry. This is going to be interesting, but actually it's actually going to probably be a really good way for me to show you why I'm going to get my hair cut. Alex is here because I'm getting my nails done today. It's a bit of a pamper day today, I would say. So I'm getting my nails redone. I think I'm getting my toes redone as well. I'm not too sure, although I don't think they need redoing just yet, but we'll have a look. And then later on, I'm going to get my hair cut. And whilst it looks like a bit of a bird's nest at the moment, and I know that in one of my recent videos, I was like, oh, I'm really getting to grips with my hair. The thing is with my hair, and I feel like I'm like the art of hiding this, especially with the way that I style my hair, is you can't actually see how bad it's got. So if you look, my hair looks so bad when it's not styled. So that's the entire front section of my hair, which was where like the damage was done, has pretty much completely broken off in comparison to the rest of my hair. Like, it's gone. And that's a lot of hair to lose, unfortunately. So it's mainly on this side, to be fair. This is still bad on this side, but as you can see, there's a lot more volume at the ends here. Whereas on this side, there's a lot of breakage, and like in the middle of nowhere, you see there, I'll find another bit that's broken, where your hair just, obviously when you have to have a color correction, you often have to have it dyed multiple times, and this is obviously the ends of my hair now, and I need to say goodbye to where the damage was done, basically. I'm gonna have to be brave, and what I'm trying to do is I'm going in there with the idea that I'm gonna have to get more cut off than I want to, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna be pleasantly surprised, is all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I feel like I've been really good at hiding this. That is not a fringe, by the way. This is my fringe here. So my fringe comes to just past my chin, whereas this broken bit here it's obviously just a bit disheartening, and I think whilst I've been really good at being able to hide it, I think I've actually like perfected it as an art. Hair is such a weird thing for me. I think it's been quite psychological in that whenever I see it or feel it, it's almost like, I don't know, it's almost like reminds me of like bad times, and I just think I always want to just cut it off. And so I'm going to try and be brave today. I'm hoping that I can get away with like that much, because I really like to have my hair long and like mermaidy in summer, and then in winter I'm happy to cut it off, but it wasn't long enough for me to cut it off this last winter. We'll see. Fingers crossed for positivity. But anyway, I'm going to go downstairs, make a coffee and get my nails done. Just finishing off my nails with Alex, and I know that I've been getting so many messages about this colour. This is Gilded Sage from CND. And it's just much easier than mixing up my usual potager green that we used to make ourselves. And I think it's a good sort of light sagey green for springtime. So just finishing off, and then it's going to be on the toes as well. Take it up. Loomy! Just let Alex finish my toes and then you can come in. Oh. Sorry, I'm eating. Just in case you didn't realise, I did pick up my sourdough loaf. I didn't forget this time. And I actually said to the guy, which one would you like suggest? And he said the malted sourdough. So I got that, and oh my gosh, the malted sourdough is so good. I literally walked past it and I'm like, I'm just going to eat 3 slices. But my nails are freshly done in Gilded Sage. I love them. I've done it on my toes as well. Okay. Running a few minutes late because I realised I forgot my camera, but I'm very nervous. I feel very apprehensive, but I know that it's the right thing to do, and I'll be grateful that I did it in the long run. Playing the long game. So we have just taken off a good few inches of the length. Obviously this probably looks quite long still, but when my hair is wet it generally goes quite long. So when we dry it, it's going to bounce back, but we may cut even more off. Well, I am back home. I've been having a bit of a play around with it just to see how I can style it myself. I have a lot more layers in the front, and I'd say there's more layers on this side because this was the most damaged, but I feel like we've kept more length than I actually thought we were going to be able to. I can still grab it, but usually I can like grab it there. Yeah, it's obviously like I absolutely love how it feels, and Ruby honestly is just the dream. She's so patient with me, and she knows that like obviously I don't want to be cutting my hair this short, so she's super like gentle and patient and understanding. She's just a dream. Honestly, if you're looking for like a local salon, Ruby is #1. She's so good. So now what I want to do is try and maintain this beautiful thickness because it feels a dream. It's just that I would like it a bit longer. I also think I might have to change up my tool for a while because my big round one is probably a bit big for the length. I may have to go to a smaller one, but I don't think I'm going to get the GHD smaller one out. I think I might try and get a Babyliss one, just because you can adjust the heat on them, and I'm styling my hair at 150 like degrees, and I don't want to go up from that. Also, I really want to try and not wash my hair so much. I wish that my scalp wasn't so irritated, because I would use something to sort of give it a few days more, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to try and go like wash my hair like once a week and do it that way. But yeah, really happy, and I actually feel like it's lifted my colour again. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Take this as your reminder to chop your dead ends off. Okay, where's my watering can? Feeling so much better today. I've got Barely There on my face. I've got By Terry Brightening CC Serum, Swede Mascara, and a little bit of the Revlon lipstick as well. I also have had a package arrive, so I thought I would open the package with you first downstairs, because we always love a little unboxing, and this one I have been so excited to receive. It's from one of the most incredible wedding dress designers in the UK, like completely British made in her atelier. She also has a ready-to-wear line, and they messaged me and they were like, we would love to send you this piece, and I was like, oh my gosh. So, where is has it gone, Barkley Boo? Where has it gone? My little dumpling, my extra large puppy. This is what Barkley is. He is an extra large puppy because he still has all of the chubby characteristics and mannerisms of a puppy. Oh, oh. Porty does not like it when Barkley is higher than him. So, this has arrived from the Sassy Holford team, and if I remember correctly, one of my friends, Alex, got married in a Sassy Holford gown. Oh my goodness me. So, as I mentioned, this is from their ready-to-wear collection, and this is everything I love in a dress. Oh my goodness me. Sassy Holford, London, I feel so spoiled. Porty, it's not for you, my small. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so lovely for like weddings. It's a navy lace shirt dress. I'm obviously going to try this on for you and make it look beautiful and lovely, but it's also pleated through the skirt. Can you see that? And it's this rich navy tone with a slip underneath as well, so you can obviously maintain your modesty. It is, on me, ankle length. I believe this comes in a beautiful sort of rouge H colour as well, but my goodness, I'm in love. Big, beautiful, voluminous sleeves, and the cuffs on this are exquisite. Her work is just, I mean, her wedding dresses, I'm gutted that I never went and tried them on, to be honest. And then a lovely tie front. You can obviously swap that out for a belt if you want, but this would be so beautiful for a wedding at this time of year. But thank you so much to the Sassy Holford team. I feel like I'm finding these amazing women in London, in England, that design and create the most stunning, like, work, and also like everything's handmade and like designed in house, and it's just beautiful. Like Susanna London, Laura Green, Sassy Holford, and I honestly love their pieces so much. So yeah, very, very excited to try that on with you. Are you okay? Have you been taking your blanket for a walk? This is what I mean when he's like an actual puppy. Look at him. Look at that little dumpling. Also, there are more signs of spring coming into play. First and foremost, my mascara are coming up beautifully, but we also have hundreds upon hundreds of buds on our crabapple trees, like our canopied ones. So it's going to be really interesting to see those come into action as well. It's very exciting to see them budding, and we don't know what they're going to look like because we've never seen them look like this before. Like, we've never seen them in the canopy. And also, I think we need to take a walk into the snowdrops, because I know that a lot of you were like, Lydia, you didn't show us. So I'm definitely going to do that with you as well. Right, first and foremost, boys, let's consult the Bible. So I'll link this in the description box down below. This is what I use so that I don't get confused with anything like just muddying the water. I kind of tend to go back to the same book. Yes, poor CELINE, you are very interested. You are very interested. So, ooh! Carnage. Absolute carnage. And sorry if all of your dogs are losing their minds. Right. Come on. I'm going to read you a bedtime story. It's called What We're Planting. So this is always really handy because it says things to do. Feed the garden birds in severe weather. So Ali has started putting new feeders out into the garden, but they're really lovely ones. They're like logs of wood that hang from the trees. They're a bit more sympathetic to the surroundings. We've obviously had the new soil put in. We fed the lemon trees. I need to order my plant supports. Prepare seed beds for vegetable seed sowing outdoors. Okie dokie. Honestly, I love this book, Beat the Blues. It's not all doom and gloom outdoors, and February can often be a good month for working off the winter blues. And I could do some lettuce today. Are you enjoying this? Honestly, you boys are so well behaved. You're so well behaved. My happy head. Excuse Excuse me, I know you want to be the centre of attention. I know. Do you want to be on my lap? Is that it? Yeah, I thought so. Don't worry, Barkley. No one can see what's going on anyway because your big chunky bottom is in the way. Right, should we go through this together? You can't even see that Porter is now helping me. Do you know what I think we should do later? We should go for a dog walk together. Having this book, it just makes everything so much more simple. I think that there can be this expectation that if you start talking about gardening, you need to know everything about it. And as you know, one of the things I love is just making a safe space for us all to be amateurs together at something new. And even though I've been gardening for a few years, like I said, you learn lessons and then you have to wait a whole year to implement them. And so having something like this that can sort of put things in a much more digestible way and just such a great point of reference if you want to get into it. It's so not overwhelming when you have a place like this. So yeah, like I said, I'll link it down below. You put that away. Boys, you're just disgusting all the time. I'm trying to convince one of the girls in the office to get a wire-haired miniature sausage dog because that's what I want so badly. I want another one, but I know that puppy training again would just be another year of wee-wees in the house. I just often think if I just went and got a puppy, Ali would fall in love with him instantly. And it wouldn't matter. He did that to me with Lynx. So, yeah. Downward doggy! We also have another graduation of puppy school. In fact, as I'm coming down here, before we're going outside, I can tell you the plans for these rooms because we've pretty much finalised the exact designs that we're going for in these rooms, so that's quite exciting. I might actually go and get those packs. This is basically, I'm finishing these rooms off, which is really exciting for me. I'm nervous, and I have been nervous, but everyone's been really cheering me on with this, so yeah. These first 2 rooms are going to be my project. We're just gonna go from there, I think. So this is what I was saying, is that the boys are now in here. They're not allowed to be in here. I don't know if they're gonna find their way onto like beds and things like that, which I to be honest, wouldn't mind at all. Ali might mind, but I won't. I don't think they'd be able to get on that one, but they might be able to get on that one. Okay, this is the plan for the front guest bedroom. So this is like the slightly more feminine, but I didn't want it like all pink and girly. I wanted it to still be very much in line with the sort of style that I like. I'm still finalising a few things in this. I'm not 100% sure on this fabric. It looks maybe a little bit too blue. This is the headboard. So the headboard will be this beautiful fabric here with a lovely ivory linen piping. Then this is going to be the blind in here. It's actually going to be the blind and the blind in the ensuite as well. I kind of want like a bit more of this, so I might do a cushion or check, because this is supposed to be the footstool. I might do the footstool in that as well. I'm not too sure yet. Cushion with like a mossy green piping. This is a beautiful like gingham bolster. This is another one because I feel like these two go together, but this is not a colour of green that I particularly like. It's a bit more like almost like a duck egg blue, so I might change these out. I might just go for a simple linen cushion or something like that, or look for something different. The wall colour is going to be French grey, which I think is a really good universal colour for like a greeny grey, so that you're not going in there too green, and you have a lot of movability to like change things and move things around. We want to source as many things as like antiques, so like the dressing table to go in here and all of those things. And then the bathroom is going to be tongue and groove paneling. We're having beautiful limestone flooring, the same limestone flooring that I have in my greenhouse actually, that cobble, which will be really lovely. And we're going for this beautiful Neptune like wooden basin, I think, which will be nice in there as well. So really lovely tones, still very much that sort of traditional William Morris vibe in here. Really lovely. So I'm excited to get underway with this, to have these rooms all finished up and lovely. This is where we are at with the second bedroom. That's this one that we're in at the moment, that has the beautiful views over currently a pile of rubble, but also the greenhouse and the new shed. This I'm really excited about because first of all, this coloured toad. It's so dark and dramatic. I can't wait to see this on the walls. It's going to feel so cozy in here. We've then gone for this, which is actually, this is going to be the headboard and the base of the bed. This is like a muddy grey, which I think is going to be really, really nice. Muddy grey with like a little hint of green in there. So that's going to be really lovely. This will be a beautiful bolster, which I just love this so, so much. Like, look at that detail. And the colour of this, I just think ties beautifully into another sort of oak leaf design that we've got. I think these rich chocolatey browns on the acorns look beautiful next to that. So that's going to be a blind in here, which will be really nice. And then we have a cushion to go with the bolsters. I'm still trying to find some kind of other cushion to sit in with this as well. I think it can probably, bless you, I think it can be like a green toned, maybe like a velvet or something like that to go in here. But this colour, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So excited for this. And just to see these rooms come to life. Again, the bathroom will be exactly the same as the other one, except this one doesn't have a window, so there'll be no blind in there. But still lots of tongue and groove, limestone, wood and things like that in there. So it'll be really lovely, but very much enjoying these tones together. Right, I've made notes of everything that I want to get sown over the weekend. I've had to buy some seeds online. I lost a load of seeds last year because I stored them in my greenhouse and didn't store them somewhere dry, and they all kind of started germinating. So I now have this basket that I store in my boot area, so it's super easy for me to grab my seeds and head out to the greenhouse. I'll link some of the seeds that I've just purchased on Amazon as well. I've also treated myself to some more asparagus crowns so that I have some more. I've got my coffee, I've got my pen, I've got my diary, I've got my seeds. And also, can I just say that this gilet, oh my gosh, it's good for everything. It's good for just country life, but it's also good for riding, and it's also good for gardening, because these pockets are perfect for popping my seeds into. I've got my phone in them, I can pop my pen, and that means I can just carry my book, my diary, and my coffee myself, and I'm good to go. So whilst I have all of my stuff with me, the greenhouse is very messy. So the first thing I have to do is tidy all of this up and prepare some pots and some seed pots and trays and things like that so that I can get the seeds on the go. It is also a little bit chilly today, so I'm 110% lighting the fire. It's windy, it's chilly, it's got to be done. I'm just grabbing my little tiny seedling pots. I try and reuse these as much as possible, but there will come a time when I maybe use bigger pots or use some recycled plastic ones that I have, just because I start sowing so many things and I need more. I wish I had more of these, to be honest, but I think it gets a bit hectic in here with all of the pots, so I just use as many of these as possible, and then once things have been planted out I use them again, etc. So it works quite well. I'm going to take these outside and fill them with soil. I tend not to have soil in the greenhouse as much as possible. I know I obviously did when I was potting the muscari, but it was cold outside, so I obviously make allowances then. But yeah, generally I try and do soiling outside, and then I'll do all of the seed planting inside where it's nice and warm. We have got the fire on in here, and it is just so lovely having this woodland to look out onto, and it just gets better with every day that I'm in here. And so I've got the fire on, keeping me toasty and warm, all of my pots on the side, and it's just wonderful. I tell you what, the sun has gone in and it is so chilly outside. I am so grateful that the fire is on. Oh my gosh. We have freshly soiled and watered seed things. So I'm gonna aim to get 2 seeds in each one because it maximizes on space. And I'm gonna do this one with mange tout and this one with spinach. Although I might do spinach and then a succession plant of spinach in a week or 2. Maybe I'll do that. Gosh, I feel like this could be my new planting tripod place, because I always put it that way, but this way you can kind of see the woodland, the fire and me. Let me know which one you prefer. I think this is quite lovely. So I'm just going to take a dibber. This is like my outdoor dibber. One thing I will say is it's just get the seeds in a pot or in the ground. Like, there is so much on Google that can help you do this, and honestly I think it can be incredibly overwhelming, but the main thing is that it's so enjoyable doing it. And so I would 110% just say, get yourself some soil, get yourself some kind of pot or whatever. You can use like egg cartons, all of those kinds of things. Although actually, to be fair, no, you can. You just use them. And just get the seeds planted and make sure that you're planting at the right time, which Google will tell you, but just enjoy it. Enjoy learning, enjoy not knowing everything, and enjoy just being outdoors and having a reason to be outdoors. But picking your own food, I cannot express to you the sense of enjoyment that I get from that is like nothing I've ever experienced. So if you're thinking about it, just do it. And there's so many people on Instagram that have like balcony gardens or windowsill gardens. There's so much inspiration, and you just have to sort of search around a little bit. But for the most part, let's stop yabbering, Lydia, and let's get some seeds in. I reckon I could get 4 in here, but I think it'd be, it'd be making it a little bit difficult. Now last year I did too many mange 2. Actually, that's a lie. I didn't do too many mange 2. I did them, the frames weren't big enough. So I'm going to order bigger frames this year. There we go. Super simple, you just push them in. And there are lots of things that you can do to make seeds germinate quicker. So you can soak them for a few hours or soak them overnight. Like there's lots of different things that you can do, but just TLC and eventually they'll come, so yeah. Right, that is the spinach in. I would always say the best thing to do is as soon as you plant something, grab a lollipop stick or whatever it is you use, grab a pen and write it on there. And then you just put them to sleep. Right, mange 2 done. Do you know what? I'm just going to do a load of spinach, I think, just because we've got it. There's a seed packet open. Let's do it. Right, those are all done. I will be planting more when I get back from Madrid, but I thought I'd show you some updates now from around the garden. First of all, most of the sweet peas are coming up now. These are the Royal Family Whites, and they're doing really well. So very, very happy with those. The Gillies are also coming up, which I'm very, very happy about. The Swan Lake sweet peas have not germinated just yet, so I've popped them by the heater and in more sunlight so that they get a bit more heat as well as sun. Hopefully they come up soon because I want to obviously be ready to plant these out eventually. I've popped these on the table, ready to do the most. We also have the first of our tulip buds coming up, but the weird thing is it's the 3 that I planted after I planted the others, so I did some in the middle as well, and these ones are coming up, so I'm a bit confused why the others haven't. I don't know whether they're like attempting to. I'm always such a nightmare. I like uncover things to see if they're coming through. But at least I'll have 3 to pick because they've not come up in these bits at all. I've just given them a bit of water, and bizarrely they haven't come up in this one either, so that's a bit odd. We also have the final lights on the greenhouse, on the shed, sorry, and I moved these milk churns which have clematis to climb up the shed. So it is finished on the outside completely, which is absolutely unreal. All of the ironmongery is painted and it just looks lovely. Got a little boot scraper over there in the ground. We've butted off the hedging. It's looking so lovely. I actually can't cope with how this area looks now. We also have all of the copings finished off. These are copings from All Green, and this area just wasn't quite finished. I know that we mentioned it in one of the videos, but we were going to replace the steps going down here but actually it was going to be making more of a feature of them, and we didn't want to do that. So what will happen is all of this will be painted in the same colour as our windows and doors on the outside, and so will these steps. They'll be zinzed up and painted, so it'll all be a bit more seamless. There's also going to be a little beautiful oak gate that goes here to just shut this off as well, because barely anybody uses the steps anyway. So yeah, that's looking better there. These are obviously going down into the basement eventually, which I think they'll be so much happier there. But if you block off the pile of rubble which is there, you're really starting to get a feel for how this side of the garden is going to look, although I have a funny feeling it is going to surprise us entirely when the wildflower comes up. But let's go check on the snowdrops. Oh my goodness. Honeybee Walk has been overtaken by snowdrops. I love how there's a little channel through the middle there. You know that that's a sausage dog runway strip. But how gorgeous. On the patio we have a few little sprouts coming up. This has all just been cut back, but these are the bulbs that I planted. I've got another one over here. So I think it's just going to be a bit of a waiting game now, which is exciting. You can't actually see it, but maybe you'll see the outlines of the buds on these trees, because it's so exciting. There's hundreds. It's going to be so beautiful. Obviously this area is still looking lovely, but you can see just here one of Valley's bird feeders, and you can see the blossoms ready to go on this tree. Oh my gosh, it's going to look so beautiful behind the pizza oven. Oh, I hope we get the kitchen in soon, because then that's literally it. Oh, you could just imagine me looking out over the woodland, washing my vegetables here. Well, I had about 4 of these bananas. Sorry, I've segued into my kitchen here, but I said I wanted to use up the bananas, and I found a recipe on Cookie Dough which is all like oaty, naturally sweetened. It's got desiccated coconut in it. I've used like a Dalesford porridge with chia seeds, so it'll be interesting to see how that comes out. But these were the perfect bananas because they're so black, they're going to be so sweet. I'm just about to put this in the oven, but I wanted to show you what it was like before. This is the banana, and I think it's just the banana energy bars. I mean, it's super simple. If you've got a mixer, it's pretty much shoving everything in a mixer. But like I said, I used porridge oats with chia seeds. I then mixed desiccated coconut with macadamia nuts because I didn't have enough desiccated coconut, and there's dates and bananas in this as well. So yeah, a little bit of a alteration to the recipe, but I'm going to pop this in now to bake, and I think that if I've done them right, Ali will probably love these. I'm going to want to make more and I can't. Oh no. Okay, they have just come out of the oven. They're obviously very, very thin. I was supposed to do it in a square tray, but I don't have one. So good. And you just know that they're healthy. Like, and that sounds bad, but like there's no like sharpness to the sugar. It's a really subtle sweetness, like the banana. I'm so glad that they were as ripe as they were, because the little bits of date, oh my gosh, so good. That is so good. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's good. So good. Oh my God. I am actually crying. Like, there is tears running down my face. Sorry, it's me. I'm laughing too much, boys. They're always on high alert. I'm actually crying because I'm sat waiting for another batch of the banana things to bake. And I'm messaging my friend and I'm talking her through like a difficult friend situation that she's like going through. And it's funny actually, because I was going to talk to you guys about this, but one of the things that I do, but when I'm in like a negative headspace, but like maybe I've got to be around people. Oh my God, I'm laughing so much. Oh, the tears. But when like, I don't know, you know, like when you're just like, oh, you're like in your head and you're like really, I don't know, like it's difficult to see the sort of good in the situation or whatever. One of the things that I do, and this is gonna sound nuts, and I literally said this to my friend, I was like, this is gonna sound nuts, but I imagine myself as, I imagine myself as a sunflower, and this is probably one of my best tricks, but if you imagine yourself as a sunflower and you're like glowing, like you are genuinely like a glowing sunbeam of sunflower, and like everyone that you come across is just like, ah, if you imagine yourself like that, like everything's just drawn to you and everything's lovely, and like this is just me like shining bright. This sounds so nuts, I know, but you can't help but lift your spirits when you do it. And so whenever I feel myself feeling like in a negative or like low headspace, that's one thing I do, is like I imagine myself as this like glowing sunflower. Anyway, I've said this to her and she's talking about responding to a text message, and then she's put her suggested response to the text message, which was quite blunt, and she was like, this is the maximum level of sunflower energy that I have to put to this. Oh dear. One of the things I've realised in life is like, I'm not a funny person. I'm not funny whatsoever. But what I do love is people that are funny, and I'm always the person that's like laughing at everyone around me. That's my role in life, and I totally accept it. I'll never be the funny one, but I will be the person that will laugh at your jokes, always. Same with Ali, like I find Ali just the funniest person in the world, and I'm sure other people don't find him funny, but he makes me howl with laughter all the time. And yeah, so does my friend as well. She literally is just making me laugh so much. So I've got tears streaming down my face. Oh gosh, but anyway, I had to tell you that because it's one of the tips that I use, and I was sharing it with her, and I was like, oh, I feel like I want to share this with you guys, because it's like, it's such an important thing to remember, and I don't do it all the time, and I forget all the time. Honestly, sometimes I get so in my head, and it's like so foggy, and I'm just like, oh, everything is just so, oh. But then I remember, and I'm like, oh no. And it sounds so airy-fairy, and I completely appreciate it, and I'm going to be one day one of those embarrassing mums that like tells their daughter this, and they're going to be like, Mum, shut up. The second batch is out, and what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to pop them in an airtight container. And I don't know if you'll remember this, but I worked, you can't even see me now. Hi. I worked on this on the home account, must be like a year ago or something, but I use these so much. So these are they're from Zwilling, and basically you have this thing. I actually do remember to charge this up as well. But basically, I've cut these into little bars, and what I'll do is I'll place them in here, and then this thing sucks all of the air out of the thing, and it'll keep them airtight. So these can keep Ali going, although I actually haven't tried those ones because they don't have desiccated coconut. All right, Barkley. So I'm going to take these off of here. Don't worry, I have washed and disinfected my hands. I have been doing all of the stuff this evening. So I'm going to pop these in here. Oh, they smell amazing. And I'm just breaking them. I score them before I put them in the oven, and then I break them because I just like them to be a bit more rustic. I like everything a little bit more rustic. Okay, lid goes on. The lid off of this, and you just pop it on top like this. Oh yeah, usually it stops. That was it. I thought that wasn't going to stop then. To be fair, that's a very big container. And basically when you want to open it, you just lift this little tab here, this little grey tab, and you can also, from what I remember, is you can scan the barcode and remind yourself of what's in there, because obviously this is frosted, but I'll know what this is. So those are those ones. We've got some of the cake stand, which is good. I still have bananas left over though, and I've also just done my dinner where I did my usual, it's like the bubble and squeak of vegetable leftovers in your fridge kind of thing. You just ram everything in. Then I do basmati and wild rice, cashews, sesame seeds. Can you tell I'm listening to Tim Spector? So basically I've been doing bits around the house and listening to Tim Spector. It's so fascinating, isn't it? Because I feel like I knew that this was going to happen in where they needed like a balance. Like what he's saying is, he's not saying like one diet is better than the other. the general consensus of what he's saying, if I was to simplify all of his very hard work, you need a varied diet. It's not all about being vegan, and it's not all about being a meat eater. It's about eating the right things, and then it's about learning what is individual for your body, because these things, like certain things, may spike insulin in you, which causes inflammation. And it's just very, very interesting, but also kind of, I like it because it very much says that you always need to be very much, for the most part, generally speaking, somewhere in the middle of things. And I feel like that's a lesson in so many ways. Just somewhere in the middle, no extremes, because I feel like when there are extremes, that's when there are problems. And I'm not going to say that anyone that's a vegan or whatever, and obviously taking animal welfare out of the equation is how I'm talking. But generally, if you're going somewhere where the practices are good and the welfare of the animal is up, like kept to a certain standard, you'll be paying more, it'll be better quality, etc. But it's not every night. It's like he was saying that in order to get his doses of whatever it is that he needs, he has red meat a couple of times a month. So it's not like on a weekly basis. He might have it like once a week, and that's enough. And I think that's really fascinating, because I know that both Ali and I, and the other weird thing that he speaks about is the effect of not eating any meat and not supplementing or subsidizing correctly. Generally, that was what Ali and I struggled with when we went vegetarian, is we didn't have the knowledge or the cooking ability to substitute enough for what we weren't getting from meat. And what he's saying is you don't need to eat meat all the time, but little and often good quality, high quality, that take the animal's welfare into account. But it definitely has impacted my approach to food preparation and the things that I use when I'm preparing food. I'd say that's the biggest thing. So fresh as possible, but just like, it's just a single thing. Like there's nothing added to it for the most part, when I'm making something. And I just think that's a really good place to be. Like my whole attitude has changed in that respect, and I'm enjoying it as well. Like, you know, baking things like this, and I've still got more bananas, so I could do some more baking. There's a banana and cashew muffin, although anything with flour I'm sure is not great, but these don't have flour. So anyway, that's me rambling on for 8 minutes about dinner. I am going to chill out. I'm going to listen to the book some more. I've got some colouring to do whilst I'm doing it. That's what I've realised, is that I can't just sit and listen to an audiobook. I have to be doing something that, it's like a balance of my consciousness. So like when I'm doing my makeup, I'm able to do my makeup and listen to an audiobook. And I found this colouring in book, which is a Liberty colouring in book, and I stole Ali's colouring pencils. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on a nice soundtrack, I'm going to snuggle with the dogs, I'm going to put the audiobook on and hopefully get it finished this evening and do some colouring. And then I get to start a new book, which is very exciting for me. Good morning, everyone. Oh my goodness, the sun is shining and I am about to make breakfast. I finished off my evening on the sofa. I have cracked how to be able to listen to an audiobook when I'm not doing my makeup. I coloured in for like a few hours, and I've now only got 2 hours left to listen to of the books. I'm definitely going to get that finished today so I can start a new book. And you know what? I think I'm going to take the colouring book and pencils with me on my trip, because when I'm on the plane, it means I can listen to an audiobook and colour in when I'm on the plane. The only thing I'm going to have to be careful about is my wrist, because my repetitive strain is obviously a bit of a nightmare with going like that all the time. But yes, I'm making pancakes today. These are actually baby-friendly pancakes. I thought I would try them because they sound really nice. It's banana and cinnamon yogurt pancakes. Hardly any, what's it called, like ingredients. It's all natural, no sugars, just oats and things like that. So I'm gonna give them a go. But Ali hasn't tried my little banana things yet that I made yesterday. But I'm basically just trying to use up a load of bananas. I've got oil in my hair, hence why it's up in a bun like this. The puppies are crying because Ali's had a lay-in, because obviously he was out for a stag do last night, and they want some daddy love. You want some daddy love, my little dumpling puppy. My little dumpling puppy. I'm going to miss you. Also, I did so much baking and cooking yesterday that I've got some egg boxes that I can use in the greenhouse. Little sun worshippers trying to fit in the exact same spot. Ali has decided that he's cooking a roast dinner this Sunday. Well, it's probably a cheat roast because it's only 2 of us, and we're going to head out for a dog walk as well. One of the things that I've noticed is my heels on my feet are getting quite dry. I think it's just from going barefoot on the limestone in our house, but one of the things that I like to do when I want like an intensive foot treatment is I use Elizabeth Arden 8-hour, both Ali and I have a tube of this in our bed, because not only does it like moisturize your skin, but it also helps it heal. So I think that this will probably be quite good. I also haven't really started packing yet. It's been a bit of a chilled day today, and I've been listening to more of the book. I hope it's okay that I discuss books with you in this way. You can tell Ali's in the kitchen frisbeeing plates into the cupboards. You can just imagine him, can't you? Like, yeah, no, I really like discussing books. Maybe we should have like a book club or something, and I should let you know what books I'm going to be reading before. I've actually downloaded a couple of Oprah's books. Well, I've not downloaded them, I put them on my wish list. So I'm thinking about those, and I've got another book that I want to listen to as well. But it's just very fascinating. At the moment, it's kind of telling me about the difference between like allergies and intolerances, which is obviously very fascinating for me, and it talks a lot about gluten intolerances, which, as someone who has been convinced that they have a gluten intolerance for however long, it was very, very interesting learning the difference between an allergy and an intolerance, first and foremost. But second of all, one of the things that I've always said is like when I have like a sourdough or like the malt sourdough that we're having at the moment, when I have those, I have zero reaction. I've just had marmalade on the malt sourdough, which was delicious. I actually think I prefer the malt to the white, and actually I think you should need to get that regularly, because I just have no reaction whatsoever. And I think there's probably no gluten. It's probably just the preservatives and the bleaching agents and what have you in normal kind of shop bought white bread and pasta and things like that. So I'm just going to try and just, again, I'm really fascinated by this whole concept of like nutrition and stuff, and learning a little bit more about it. It's just, I'm saying to Ali, I keep saying to him, please can you listen to the book, because I think if we're on the same page in terms of like the choices that we're making when we go to the supermarket, what we're picking up, what we're leaving, I think that that will be super helpful in terms of moving forward, because I'm making better choices for sure. Anyway, I'll link some Elizabeth Arden for you down below. I think that probably everyone has this in their beauty cabinet, but if you don't, you should, because I use it on everything. In fact, one of the things I get is I often get a build-up of fake tan on my wrist just here, and using the 8-hour cream has completely stopped that, because it's dry skin and it would cling to it. So now that I'm putting the Elizabeth Arden 8-hour on it, I don't get that build-up anymore, which is so nice, because it kind of gave away. You know what I'm like, I'm very particular and I pay a lot of attention to my fake tan because I want it to look good. So yeah, anyway, dog walk.
Hello sausage boys, you're ready for your walkies. Yes you are.
I've also got no makeup on today, but I have toyed around with a smaller barrel to do my hair, just because obviously I don't have the length anymore, so to get the waves. Literally, my hair just like takes the waves so quickly. I need to like let them drop out. But anyway, dog walk.
Come on then, come on buddy.
One of the things I did yesterday evening in between my colouring in was I popped some seeds in some Tupperware with some cling film over the top to see if I can get these to germinate. This is the April in Paris sweet pea, and then this is the Swan Lake. This is the one that hasn't germinated in my greenhouse, so I thought, seeing as I'm going away tomorrow, hopefully by the time I come back some of these will have germinated and I can put them into pots ready for when I plant them out. But yeah, I just found this one. I think it must have been sent as a free one with a Sarah Raven order or something like that, so bless you, Porter. April in Paris and sweet pea Swan Lake. This is just a wet kitchen roll paper thing in the bottom, Tupperware wrapped so it's airtight, and it should get some nice condensation on there so that it gets warm and lots of sunlight. So that's basically why I've left that on the table there. I would say I have trained my husband exceptionally well, because he has laid beautiful napkins out with the place settings ready for the roast. Literally, it means so much to me. Rumpelsniffskins. He's always got to have the big sniffs.
Very elegant little wiggle there. Waggle.
King of the road!